before we start the video, keep an eye out for this fly which will appear at some point throughout the video. First person to comment the timestamp and their Epic Games name in the comment section down below will win a free power level 130 Candy Corn LMG. Today we are comparing two very similar LMGs, but this is the build I'm going to use before I show you which LMGs we're using. Obviously you'll know if you read the title or looked at the thumbnail, but we're having Assault Crit Damage Plus just to increase that crit damage by 225%, Preemptive Strikes do more damage against those full health enemies, Locked and Reloaders do more damage, Survivalist just to keep us alive, Mad Tidings and Startup just to give us an extra 75% damage, and Assault Damage just to give us more damage. Now let's actually have a look at the weapons and their roles. So firstly, the Candy Corn LMG, this is Sunbeam. Now it's got a crit rating, a mag size, it is physical, crit damage, then the unique last perk of eliminating enemies with this weapon can spawn healing candy pickups, which I think is very nice. Now the Terminator on the other hand, let's get to that, has crit damage, mag size, energy, crit rating, damage to mist, monsters and bosses, and causes affliction for 6 seconds. So this does 1 less crit damage, but it has that damage to mist monsters, and it's also energy, so it's good for all elemental types, and it's got affliction on it, so there's a few different roles. But if you actually look at the fire rate is exactly the same. I believe someone said these two weapons are reskins. So this is the Terminator, it's got a 10.8 fire rate, 4 reload and 175 magazine size, and with the Candy Corn LMG it is identical. So we're going to be testing these weapons side by side. We've got physical and we've got an energy, and just see which one is better overall. So here we go, we've got the energy one and we have the physical one. Now both have first shot accuracy like so. The Terminator actually has a dot in the center of the crosshairs, which is kind of strange. I'm not sure why that's different. So what should we do now? Obviously the Candy Corn is going to do better against, in theory, against all these enemies here, but when we get to the elemental enemies, that is when it's really going to change. So let's see how quickly we get to this guy to half health. We're going to do it very slowly, like 1, 2, 3, 4, just like this. Oh wow, we had a massive crit there. We didn't want that. Let's just melt through these guys. Right, so we're getting 2300,000s. This one, really unsure. That was a really bad test there. We need to properly test these out. So let's see. That's the recoil. That's what the recoil's like on that one. So let's try this one. Very similar recoil as well. Very fast fire. They sound really different though. I would have thought they sounded the same, but they don't. Candy Corn LMG is very suppressed. I do like the sound of it. How about the looks? Prefer the Candy Corn. Terminator's a bit too big for my liking. Candy Corn just wins in terms of the looks there. We need to find some smashes or something. Really need to test like half and half. Here we go. Some elemental enemies. Here we go. Let's get to half health. Okay. The, what do you call it? Terminator definitely wins because it's energy, you know. So yeah, energy just is better overall rather than physical. I don't really make any weapons physical anymore. It just feels a lot better. Now the Candy Corn is obviously going to melt through enemies quicker. Again, you don't really notice the damage difference. It does a ton of damage, but the thing that makes it stand out is these candy things it drops. So if you're low and you get elimination with the Candy Corn LMG, you can grab these and they heal. I think we tested it. It was exactly 10% of your base health, which is very good. So let's deliberately take some fall damage and get those healing things. Let's take some fall damage. There we go. I think it's 10% of your health. Let's get one. Yeah, it's roughly 10%, which is very nice. Go get some of that as well. Should be some smashes and stuff in this mission. Believe we heard one. Breathe. I don't even know where it was. Lost it if it was here. Let's try physical husks again. Let's do body shot. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. We're also getting though. Difference here. We're getting. What is it? Plus 44% damage. Plus 20% damage. Here we go. Candy Corn on you. Yeah. They're very difficult to compare because of the element. But maybe if we switch the Terminator element to physical, you know what, I think the Candy Corn would still win just because it has that additional crit damage on there. As you can see, you can't really double crit damage that with a crit rating, but you can double crit damage the candy corn, which is very good. We have a nature smasher as well here. Again, we're going to reload. Here we go. We're going to see how quickly it takes to get to half health. There we go. So we used 25 bullets there. I'm going to go off the bullets rather than whatever the actual time. So 25 bullets. We know the reload, the fire rate is the same. We're going to reload here. See if we can do this in less than 25 bullets. Yes, it was 8 less. So yeah, energy is much better on the elemental enemies, as we already know. Most people know that. How difficult, but if we're gonna go for overall how much I do prefer the candy corn at this moment, just because of that last perk makes it so much more unique than the Terminator, which is so nice. And then you don't really notice it doing losing 50% damage against these guys, against the elemental guys. You really don't notice that until you pair it up with something that is an energy weapon. Any more enemies around here? Again, let's have a look at this. So many bullets it takes to take it to half again. Oh, I clearly can't do it against the lower health enemies. How about the run and gun? Let's try running and gunning. See what the bloom's like that when we do that. The bloom is roughly the same. Yeah, it's exactly the same. Look at that. When you run and gun. I've got to say, I do prefer the candy corn LMG at this moment. Don't really think we'll be doing the actual defense. I'm just going to have some fun with hordes like so. I'm really unsure. I do like the Terminator, but it's that additional crit damage you can have with the candy corn which is making me prefer it at this point. Oh, there we go. We've got to reload. Let's finish him with this. You could just partner these weapons up, you know, in any mission. Partner them both up. Ooh, there's some elemental enemies. Mow through them. Oh, there's some physical enemies. Mow through them with the candy corn. I was going to shoot then, but I had no ammo. Any more enemies around? Surely some. We need to find some encampments as well. That'd be really nice to find. Oh, right on cue. There's some encampments. Check the range. I think the range is exactly the same as well. It is, where is it? 4096. 4096. Yep, exactly the same. Not all them at range. Yeah, the candy corn on physical is a lot better. It doesn't really feel like it does that little... It's just really difficult to compare an energy versus physical. It really is. But if I had to pick one I'd keep, it would actually be the candy corn. And what happened there? And you can't actually get the candy corn anymore. I'm not sure if it's back in the birthday llamas, coming back very soon. It might be. And if it does, you definitely want to get your hands on it. It's very useful. Look at my health. We obviously have survival stone, but look at this. Back to full health. Now it's very good. It works for teammates as well. Watch. Let's deliberately take some damage. Let's just deliberately take some damage. We're like, oh no, we're dead low. Oh, someone's eliminated husks for us. Let's get these. Look at our health. Look how quickly it gets back up. It is just so good. Look at that. Look at our health. We're back full already. Switch back to the Terminator. Oh, they're so weak. They are absolutely equals. I think they are proper reskins of each other. Just a few more seconds and we are ready to defend. Here we go. Let's go to these guys as well. So here's where they're spawning. I think I've already made my mind up. I think I do overall prefer the candy corn, just because as well as it doing damage, it just gives you health. Really does it. Right, we're going to smash her. At range, takes some time to melt in. That's what I mean with it. I'm very indecisive when it comes to comparing weapons. I really am. The only time I've really noticed the damage difference is against smashes, because it takes ages to melt through them. Here we go, the physical one. Yeah, okay, the candy corn's going to melt through this. Oh, then we got to reload. The candy corn would have melted through this guy. There we go, look at that. 120k. We should get around 60, 70. There we go, barely anything. But again, it's these little healing pods. It helps your team out. Your team doesn't all have to run adrenaline rush when you do this, which is very, very nice. You can have something more useful. Just having a weapon like this, where it heals your team. You can sacrifice an adrenaline rush on one of your teammates. Have something like a slowing field. Have something like, I don't know, anything else. Because that's fire, we're going to have to... Yeah, you definitely... It's very basically saying this, but this energy weapon is a lot better against the elementals. But there's a very obvious statement if you know how elements work. Let's get the good stuff. There we go. But again, I'm still favouring the candy corn just because it's friendly for your team, rather than instead of just doing damage like I've said, it just heals your team. Oh look, we're getting no health on the floor. People are low health. Let's keep an eye on teammates' health. Let's try now and try and trigger some. It's not guaranteed with every drop. People are going to start picking these up. If you can get enough eliminations, people will start picking these drops of candy on the floor, whatever you call them, and they will get their health back up, which is very useful for everybody, in which you do want it. So I'm guessing if you go into say 4 players, you probably want to use this a bit more because he's guaranteed to have elements. Any other mission though where there's physical enemies, you're going to want the candy corn because it does more damage, exact same fire rate as well, same reload, just does loads more damage against the physical enemies. People, look at that, people are eating the candy over there on the floor. We have an AFK Archaeologist, which is always fun to see. Come on, melt. Oh, I was going to say melt for these. Yeah, I'm so indecisive. It sounds like this one fires faster as well, it really does, but I know they fire at the same speed. Really weird why it sounds like it fires faster. I'm so indecisive, I really am. It is just a slap bang down the middle, 50-50 with these weapons. And I hate it when they're so similar, but that's why we do it, really. You can make your own mind up. What do you guys prefer, though? Corn LMG or the Terminator? What do you guys think's better? Obviously depends on what enemies you're actually facing at the time. That's the issue. The only annoying thing with the candy corn is that you can't change the actual element on it. It's locked to physical, whereas Terminator, you can put like any element you want, which is very nice. Barely anything spawning now. Very good thing to use though. They're both really good weapons in their own way. We go melt through the smasher down here. I am missing because the aim assist is slowing me down. I'm just so 50-50. You have to make your own minds up on this. I'm gonna have to say this now. If I was stuck, I could only have one of these weapons for the rest of the game to ever use. I'm gonna have to say it'd be the candy corn. Yes, we're doing less damage against the elementals, but you know, it's the health that falls on the floor. You can get that damage back in other areas, such as an airstrike or something like that, or a slowing field just to help your team out, which is very useful. Very fun mission that. And highest combat as always. 2 good weapons. Now after that, again, it's very split down the middle. They're such similar weapons as you can see, but for me the Corn LMG just beats it. Yeah, yes, it's significantly rarer than the Terminator, but you can have that double crit damage. If you're coming against physical enemies, this is going to absolutely destroy them. The Terminator will, again, do a lot of damage, but it's got less crit damage as well, and it's not going to do as much base damage. So the Corn LMG beats them in terms of the physical enemies, but in terms of the energy, I mean elemental enemies, the Terminator wins, even though it does a lot less damage in terms of it. And to look at the base stats, there's less base damage, less crit damage, but because the actual candy corn is losing 50% of its damage when we hit those nature and fire or water enemies, the Terminator does win. So again, it's very split down the middle, but like I've said, if I had to pick one just to keep the whole way through, it has to be the Corn LMG, just because of that last perk is dead unique. So once you eliminate enemies, you're getting those little health pods or candy pickups, whatever it's called, healing candy. Helps yourself, helps your teammates. It is very useful. So the candy corn does win for me. So, but do let me know what you guys thought of this. And as always, thank you for watching.